Diamond, CEO of JP Morgan Chase, had the nerve to call Bitcoin fraud. His own firm is among the world's worst scammers, having a track record of cheating their customers, squeezing Uncle Sam for bailout funds at the expense of taxpayers' money, and dishing out insane bonuses to the head gang of this criminal enterprise. Jamie even joked about his own daughter buying Bitcoin like women can't make sound financial decisions, comparing her to the herd.
My daughter bought some Bitcoin and it went up and she thinks she's a genius now.
On top of that, this hypocrite compared Bitcoin to the tulip mania, while his own bank orchestrated the worst tulip mania in recent memory through subprime lending. And he had the audacity to threaten to fire any trader who buys Bitcoin, but he has no problem promoting and hiring individuals with zero integrity who are willing to manipulate the price of silver and gold all day long. This is from a man who leads an organization that is a seed investor in Ethereum and has high-ranking representatives in all major blockchain conferences. Blockchain technology is disrupting the financial services industry, and Jamie knows it and dreads it. Nasdaq is running test trials using it. Australia, Japan, and Germany are all prototyping blockchain services for their stock exchanges. TMX in Canada is already using blockchain for oil and gas contract trading. The blockchain is a single source of truth because it can't be tampered with and validates itself in real time. Up until now, there was no way to gain exposure to both the blockchain investment potential and cryptocurrencies using one specific investment strategy. Now, not only can you get leverage to cryptocurrencies, but on top of that, investors can get access to the best opportunities in blockchain by owning one publicly traded company that is about to become, as I see it, the world's first global blockchain dominator. Go to wealthresearchgroup.com/must for a complete overview of this newly listed business. Show. Today I've got a unique guest, a first-time guest, who's a cryptocurrency trader and blogger. His YouTube channel is called Chase That Coin. Daniel Shaka, how are you today?
I'm fine, and yourself? Thank you for having me.
So, Bitcoin is at an all-time high as we're recording this at 11,900, but I get to say this line practically on a weekly basis right now. Daniel, what's your system of measuring fair market value, if there is such a system, or if you subscribe to such a system, or how do you find an approximate fair market value for Bitcoin?
That's a really tough question for, I think, for anybody to answer, because some of the traditional methods that we use as far as measuring financial markets that we have seen throughout our lives and our parents' lives, we can't really use those with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is, even though it is growing, at a very high rate, it is still a very small market. So it's really hard to put a number on Bitcoin. So that's one that I think even the best of them will struggle to answer for you.
What's so unique about Ethereum, and which projects are attempting to steal and snag some market share from Ethereum at this point?
Well, the unique thing about Ethereum is that it was the first programmable money, fully Turing complete. Now, I'm not technical enough to get into the argument of whether making a Turing complete blockchain was a good thing or a bad thing, but it definitely opened up the opportunities for new ideas and innovation. So there is a lot of potential there. As far as what projects threaten to take some market share from Ethereum, I would have to say I'm going to go with some things that already exist. So I would say something like Stratus is setting itself up to threaten to take some market share from Ethereum. I would say maybe something like a Neo, even though Neo is comparable, but I would look at Neo as a different thing. Now, some projects that are still that have ICO'd or haven't launched yet, I would say Tezos, which I'm very interested in, and if they get their situation with the foundation straight and figured out, I'm very bullish Tezos, and I'm also very interested in EOS.
So, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, do hard forks prove that complete decentralization breeds the incentives to simply walk away whenever conflict arises and the need to settle and compromise exists? Do people simply rather opt out and start on their own venture than opt into some sort of a governance system where the majority decides and the minority has to tag along like they do in democracies?
Yeah. So I would have to say, as far as people walking away, this is cryptocurrency, and people are going to mine what is most profitable. There's a website out there, what to mine, and it tells people what to mine. So you can have your mining rig and jump, whether it's you have a graphics card system, and you can jump from different blockchains that allow you to mine those things. But at the end of the day, you either have to come back to Bitcoin or you have to come back to Ethereum to cash out of these currencies. So, it's all going to always lead back to Bitcoin. And as far as having something fully decentralized and people being able to just walk away, the cryptocurrency is about freedom of choice. The same way I like to think of cryptocurrency the same way as I think of cannabis. Like, even if you're not into it, you shouldn't knock anybody who chooses to do that in their spare time. So I feel the same way about cryptocurrencies.
Which are your top 3 cryptocurrencies to watch in 2018 that are relatively less known right now?
Top 3 cryptocurrencies to watch that are relatively less known. A project that I'm very much so interested in is a low market cap is Obsidian. They're having a relaunch today. It is a fork of Stratus, and they have a application launching on Christmas for Android, which is a end-to-end encrypted messaging app that's going to be more encrypted than Telegram, WhatsApp, Status, all of these things. There's a few of them. I'm interested in Smart Cash. I'm also interested in a project called Sun Contract out of Europe. So there's a few that I'm interested in.
What exchange and what wallet are your favorites?
As far as to obtain Bitcoin, when I first started off to buy Bitcoin, if you're just starting off, I would recommend that you use Coinbase. And if you want to get deeper into altcoins, my favorite one is Bittrex. So as far as wallets, I think it's very important to stress to people to use the 2 wallet method. Now, you should have a hardware wallet or a paper wallet, which would be cold storage. All right. So you're not going to use that wallet to buy things, and that wallet is like a safe. And then you have a Jax wallet, which I like, which you can use mobile and have your cryptocurrencies with you. And you have a couple in there just in case if you want to send somebody some cryptocurrency, if you're telling them about it, or if you want to buy some. So I like that method right there.
Have cryptocurrencies been de-risked following 2017's incredible run and the amount of new participants and institutional interest that there is in cryptocurrencies right now, and in blockchain, of course?
No, cryptocurrencies are still very, very volatile. But if you understand investing and trading, that's where the money is going to be made at. Volatility creates opportunities to make profits. So yes, something like $100 million market cap coin could swing 10%, 15% in a day downward, but it could also go in your favor 20% a day. So cryptocurrencies, you can lose a lot, you can make a lot. You have to have a strong hand You have to do your research on these projects because there's a lot of them, and some of them are very shady. So you have to do your research. Look for someone who's been in it, whether they have a channel or whether they're on Twitter, and try to somewhat mimic what they're doing.
Describe the blockchain's main revolutionary attributes as you see them. Which industries will benefit first?
So the main thing that is the most important to me about blockchain is its immutability. So you can't change it. I'm going to roughly quote Caesar here, and he said, "The winner, writes the history," and that's one of my favorite ones. I always say that one, but it's a good one, and it's not. I'm just paraphrasing. But, with Bitcoin, no matter who the victor is, the history is always going to be the same because everybody's going to have a copy of it. And if anybody, no matter if they're the president or of the United States or whoever, if they try to change a single letter in it, we'll all be able to see that. So that's very important. So record keeping, anything to do with people with real estate. In America, we have a good record keeping as far as real estate. In other countries, they don't. So people lose their land, money transfer. The blockchain is probably the most important thing since the internet. And yeah, I'm gonna leave that one there.
Where are the best classified sites for jobs in the crypto or blockchain sector, or where can you find the jobs? What do you do in order to become part of this as a vocation? The thing about this ecosystem is that it's because it started in such a grassroots way. You still have an opportunity to talk to the developers of these projects. There's communities with people that talk about these cryptocurrencies and these projects 24/7. And these projects are open source. So let's take a project like Neo, for example. And Neo is let's quickly look. It is number 12 on CoinMarketCap, almost a $3 billion market cap. Now, what Neo has, they have 2 core developers, right? But they have people who commit upgrades to the code from around the world. So the same with Bitcoin. No matter if you're a top developer or you're a kid in his garage, if you write good code for these things, they'll use the code. Now, as far as getting paid, systems like Dash, systems like Tezos, which we'll be launching, if you can make proposals. So basically, you can create an upgrade, make a proposal to sell it to the network, and if people feel like it's important, they will buy the proposal from you, and different things like that. So Tezos works like that too. They incentivize you to upgrade the network, or you can get on Reddit. You can get on Reddit. A lot of these different projects, they list when they launch, they're looking for this type of developer. They're looking for a front end, a back end, JavaScript. They're looking for, so this isn't like these Wall Street companies where you have to go and put on your suit and tie and go to one specific building to try to network. This is different. You can be in your pajamas and be highly skilled and get on your computer and network and use your skills and get paid for them at home and be a part of something that's revolutionary. That is what makes this all so fascinating. This breaks all the traditional chains. Nobody's asking for your credentials. Nobody's asking what you've done before. If you can bring value, you're in. Where can people check out more of your work?
Well, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Chase That Coin. You can also come to my YouTube channel, which is Chase That Coin. We do live streams. I do technical analysis on Bitcoin, altcoins of your choice. Whoever's in the live stream gets to pick the coin that I'm going to do for the day. We just started a Telegram group, which is the Crypto Chasers. And a lot of my information is on Twitter. And you can also email me at ChaseThatCoin, Gmail.
Daniel, you're a very smart guy, a rising star. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.